I'm not paranoid about this. Hoberman and Schwarzbaum don't like me. Mm-hmm. And really, I don't talk about these things in public. I talk about them now because they made it public. It was never my wish to make them public. You know, there are a lot of people who don't like me. There are a lot of people I don't like. I don't talk about that in public, especially if they're members of the New York Film Critics Circle. I respect the circle. I respect that institution. And I keep my private thoughts about the members private. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that. They attempted to smear my reputation. And I figured then I've got no recourse then except to defend myself. And the truth is my only defense. And part of that truth is that they just don't like me. Mm. And I do think that part of that not liking me is that I'm the only black man in the room.
So you really think it comes down to racism? After all these years, we're still at that point.
Sad to say.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
So
I'm not the only one, and it's not new.
But everyone knows that those two people are racist, or
now they know.
Yeah.
Now they know, because the only way, one thing I regret about this profession is that it goes back to what Andrew Sarah said, that we critics don't talk among each other. Mm-hmm. We don't debate. We don't discuss. And instead, what Hoberman and Schwarzbaum have done is that instead of having a discussion, they told a lie. Mm. And they told a lie, I think, out of personal motivation. I could talk movies with people all day and all night. Yeah. If you want to discuss cinema, if you want to discuss politics or religion, I can do that. They didn't do any of that. They just told a lie to besmirch my character. And that's not being a good critic. It's not being a good person, frankly. It certainly is not being a good member of the New York Film Critics Circle, which is supposed to be unified. So they broke that unity. And in attempting to offend my reputation, I got to tell the truth. And though I said I made some snarky comments here with you recently, essentially, I don't want to talk about them as people because I loathe them. I don't want to talk about that, but I want to tell the truth that they lied, and ask people to consider what does it mean when somebody tells a lie, rather than arguing aesthetics or politics.
And there were feelings that you had of racism with these two long before this night?
Yeah, there have been things in the past, and racism is real, and we learn how to get along with each other, even so. Yeah. And as I said, I don't talk about them in public, but they decided they would talk about me in public, and it's really sordid. I wish they hadn't done it. But I think the only way to explain it is to explain it exactly for what it is, and it is a racist attack. But it also, I don't even know what percentage to give it. Yeah. It's largely a racist attack, but it's also largely, I think, intellectual jealousy, because I know my shit.
Yeah.
And they know I know my shit, and they're no longer the big dog in town. Often when Hoberman and Schwarzbaum and their friends write about me, they often refer to the New York press as the free paper, because it's an alternative paper that you don't have to pay for. And it's a kind of snide jab at me. Well, yeah, it is a free paper, but that doesn't mean that what I write in it isn't interesting or isn't good and doesn't appeal to people. But in their class snobbery, they think by calling it a free paper that somehow that's going to belittle what I do. Well, only in their eyes, and it doesn't stop the readership I get, because I like to think that people understand that I'm doing this for serious reasons and for sincere reasons, and they can't stand the heat.